The journey has only just begun. In episode 3 of The Last of Us, we dive deep into Joel's loss, and the showrunners give us these powerful introspective moments, both for the characters and for us, the audience. We all needed a moment to breathe, to process everything.
I demand vengeance! I want vengeance!
The epics of recovery. Revenge isn't something that can just happen instantly. Jackson had to hold a vote, and even though Ellie delivered a pretty convincing speech, the answer was an absolute no. One thing I absolutely loved was the subtle nods, at least from my perspective, to the ending of the game. Without spoiling too much, we can see Ellie pretending she's okay, struggling with forgiveness, and throwing in some sarcastic lines to mask her pain. Later, during the meeting, one of the citizens speaks about forgiveness, compassion, and the virtue of letting go when protecting each other is more important than personal revenge. It was clearly a callback to one of the major debates surrounding the game's ending. Now, my question for you is, will the show have a different ending? Will they actually dare to change it? Because so far, the series feels way more introspective, and the path to peace seems completely off the table.
I'm vengeance.
In her pain. As Dina said, I loved him too. We also start to see the closeness between them that hints at their future relationship. Before heading to Seattle, Ellie says her final goodbye to Joel at his grave, leaving some coffee beans, a beautiful reference to Season 1, where Joel's love for coffee was a running theme. We also get more symbolic nods, like Ellie holding Joel's rifle the same way he used to, taking up his weapon, carrying his legacy. Honestly, it was a deeply symbolic and emotional episode. This episode also introduces us to the Scars, a religious group that appears to be peaceful and distant from the war, but they're brutally slaughtered by the WLF, the faction Abby belongs to. The wolves show no mercy. Race, gender, even children. Nothing is off limits for them. Their army is massive, and the war between Ellie and this faction is about to explode. Seattle itself almost feels like a new character in the show. It's impossible not to mention how stunningly accurate it looks. Just like in the game. Every detail is perfect. The broken bridge you can't cross, the lush forests where the Scars hide, the houses where the wolves' tanks roll through. It's absolutely breathtaking. I loved it. Honestly, even though this episode was very introspective, I did miss a bit more action or something truly shocking. However, I understand why it had to be this way. It was a slow part of the journey that needed to happen, joining Ellie on her path of vengeance.